Hello everybody and welcome to the London Resort Source. This is episode 11 and today we're going to be doing the third part of our ride speculation series, which has been extremely popular. Today we're focusing on new ride technology and new types of rides that we could see. So there's obviously always tons of new rides and new ways that people are trying to seek thrills. So we're going to go over some of those today.
Yes, thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can unlock more features on YouTube. And of course, that'll be a great milestone if we can get to that. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. And if you want to hear more from us, please subscribe and like and comment and hit that notification bell.
Okay, let's jump in and take a look at our first ride type.
So the first ride we're going to look at today is the Trackless Dark ride. And this is a ride from a manufacturer called EFT Systems. There's quite a few around the world at the moment. And effectively, it's all done, controlled, should we say, from a computer hub. And it uses like floor systems and sort of Wi-Fi to control the vehicles instead of using sort of a standard rail track system, I suppose. And it's quite unique in a way because it can effectively control the vehicles and take them down sort of unpredicted paths, should we say. A little bit like a robotic Hoover.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like one of those Roomba vacuum cleaners that just go around your flat and just like...
But they're really cool. They look like really cool attractions. Me and Nick have not actually been on them yet. We're hoping to get there. Well, get on one of them this year. A few examples of these: Hotel Transylvania at Motion Gate Dubai. You've got Emperor of the Penguin at SeaWorld, Ratatouille, Walt Disney Studios, and of course here Symbolica at Efteling.
I think these look really cool because there are some features that you can have that you wouldn't be able to have on a tracked dark ride. So I can't remember which one it is, but there's one ride like this where in one part of the ride, all of the vehicles are kind of assemble, or a few of them assemble into like a hall, and they do a sort of like synchronized dance with each other. And so you're like in your ride vehicle and all these other people are around you and you're all doing this sort of dance thing in the vehicle, and then you sort of just... Yeah. Piss off to the next room. It's quite it's quite cool. It's going to be something unique to the UK.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think also Rise of the Resistance, the Star Wars ride at Disney Hollywood Studios, that uses this system as well. And like you say, it can take vehicles down a sort of very unique paths, and it wouldn't be the same ride twice, I suppose. And it's also apparently very good for capacity.
The interesting thing, of course, is that we know that over half the rides they're going to build, they want to be weather-proofed rides. So there's going to be probably a lot of dark rides, and obviously we'll want to see some variety between them. So we've previously talked on another show about the Mario Kart ride that's opening Universal Studios, and if you want to take a look, it's in our second part 2 of our ride speculation, which I'll put on the screen there. Moving on to talk about some coaster types we'd like to see. This is a brand new design from S&S. It's using that hydraulic launch system, but in this very interesting ride vehicle that can be basically either suspended below the track in the sort of same way that you might see, a B&M inverted coaster, or it can actually kind of be above the track in a sort of traditional seated position. But the difference is that the whole ride car can sort of move like this. So as you move around from the seated position, and the track can kind of move around you to the top without you actually going upside down, and likewise the whole car can spin upside down without the track moving either.
Yeah, it's a very unique sort of roller coaster, isn't it? Something we haven't really seen, and I can imagine, like with this, the vehicle sort of, you know, going around on this axis on the track. You know, you could probably have a lot of themed elements, I can imagine. So there'd be a lot of near misses you could do with rock work, maybe depending where the train is and that. And I reckon that would be something, you know, really quite good experience, you know, different roller coaster experience. And like we said, this is kind of a new coaster model from SNS.
Yeah, so this model is currently in prototype, but interestingly, we do know that the London Resort are talking to SNS about providing some rides for the park. Obviously, SNS do other kinds of rides as well, so they do the sort of classic space shot rides like Ice Blast at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Definitely. I mean, another example is, of course, Steel Curtain at Kennywood. That's a very compact roller coaster. If you want to go have a look at that, that's one of the new coaster models. And I think, like we've said before, that there's a chance we could see, you know, roller coasters with a small footprint. So that's a potential as well. But yeah, SNS, they're good coasters, and hopefully we'll see one soon at the London Resort. So we're going to have a look at some water sort of coaster models right now, and this one here as an example is the Intamin Gigasplash. That's the name of the model, and effectively it uses a single rail track and also uses LSM launch. So effectively you launch backwards and forwards, and you go into like this splashdown. You go up sort of the crest of the crest of the hill, sorry, as you can sort of see here. And they're very sort of unique sort of water rides, should we say.
I think the reason why they're popular is because I think they use a lot less space, because you don't have to have just one really long launch, which, you know, the LSM launches can only, you know, actually propel you along at so fast. So you don't need to have like a really long launch, which means you can have like just less space taken up. Obviously, it's really fun as well to have like a backwards bit and a forwards bit. You get a nice bit of airtime at the top. But also, I think it just uses less power as well, because you're using the momentum of the train as well to build up the speed, rather than just having to rely on the magnet to propel you.
Yeah, I mean, I think my only concern with this sort of ride type is what the throughput is like, because you can only have one vehicle on the track at one time. Yeah,
it's a good point about the turnaround and the throughput. I think there are rides a bit similar to this at the moment. They're just not on single rails, made by Mack. And I think the way they get round that is that they have like a sort of turntable station. So whilst one car is going around, you've got another one loading, and as soon as it comes into the station, it just turns around and the other one goes, which probably does speed things up a little bit.
So another water ride here that you can see is the Intamin Gigasplash, and it's a new model from them. This one kind of, it's very similar to the one we've just seen, but you sort of at the beginning you have sort of this riverboat sort of track, I suppose, and then it goes up sort of the vertical lift, which you can see on the right there, and then effectively the vehicle leaves this lift, and then you go down this very steep drop, which looks very extreme looking at that, and then you go over this sort of bunny hop element into the splashdown.
I think the interesting thing here is it's because it's using the single rail, like the other model. You could have quite comfortably a near vertical drop. So this is really just elevating the water ride to new heights, because it's just making it way more extreme, and it's combining the sort of thrill of a giga coaster with the sort of fun of getting wet on a water ride. So I think it's really interesting.
It's almost like an extreme version of a very extreme version of Tidal Wave.
Yeah.
Ways.
It's like tidal waves on steroids and also meth.
Yeah.
So this ride is just completely bizarre, completely bonkers. It's by a company called Dynamic Attractions, and essentially it's the ultimate sort of combination of a roller coaster and a dark ride, which does make it a very, very prime candidate for the London Resort, because that's exactly the kind of thing I think we're going to be seeing.
This is off like the Dynamic Attractions website, and effectively what it says here is: imagine a dark ride combined with a roller coaster. High-speed launches, complex track effects, and precisely controlled dark ride movement provides the perfect ride system for action-packed storytelling attractions. Using our energy-efficient linear synchronized motors (LSM) and unique track design that allows for large column spans, we provide integrated media, lighting, scenic, and effects that synchronize to create a totally unique experience.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and they're building the one we can see obviously here that there is real track in existence right now. So this is somewhere in Dubai, is that right?
This is at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, and I think the ride is called Mission Ferrari.
So it's got multiple sort of scenes. So it incorporates, I guess, cinema screens and that sort of thing. Maybe is in sort of 3D effects in the same way that they have in the Hogwarts ride. It's obviously propelled by the LSM, so it's launched. There are onboard audio and special effects, and the track can be completely customizable with all these different kinds of effects.
It's just a very unique attraction. There's so much they can do with this, like in terms of if they use projection mapping, and they can make the train do almost anything with all these different elements. I mean, they can create a really well-themed attraction.
Yeah, and they could incorporate augmented reality into it as well and make it like the Mario ride, make it a game as well as all this crazy stuff.
They are going like down the sort of VR route, not VR necessarily, more like the create like 3D projection mapping, all this sort of thing. Because they can't do record breakers anymore, can they, really, like in terms of speed and height?
Okay, so here's a little video that we're just going to watch. Just gets better. Eat adrenaline.
Very unique restaurant / dark ride that is coming to Europa Park in the autumn this year.
This is a new restaurant ride opening in Europa Park, described as fantastic, integral, and ultimate. They create desire, give you the goosebumps, let you be in awe. They inspire you to experience the magic of the moment, our senses. From autumn 2021, you will be thrilled. Your emotions will be brought to the boil in an incomparable experience full of high-class gastronomy and multi-sensory attractions. Adrenaline opens new culinary dimensions and is a sensation for all senses. Enjoy the journey. What is this all about?
Wow.
Do you know?
Not particularly, no. Very unique. I mean, I've used the word unique a lot, but this is a very different kind of attraction, isn't it? I think effectively it's almost like, I don't know if they use the trackless dark ride sort of system that we've mentioned before, but effectively you're on restaurant seats, and you're eating as it's going along, and you're going through different scenes, and as it's described here, it's going to unleash new taste buds in the 5th dimension or whatever.
I just don't. But it's called adrenaline. Does that mean there's going to be like quick bits? So you're going to be eating like your bratwurst or whatever they're going to be serving you in Europa Park,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're just going to get launched somewhere, and the curry sauce is going to splash in your face. I don't understand. Like the combination of eating and that is just, I don't get it.
I don't know if they're going to do it with like, you know, whatever food you have in front of you. Say you have a Chinese, and then you go into a scene and you're in like Hong Kong or something. Do you know what I mean? So sort of you're in the setting, like the, you know, the cuisine, the culture. I'm literally guessing here, but I can't imagine it'll be something like you have food thrown at your face or anything like that. I can imagine you go through different scenes in the attraction, so you're moving along on this restaurant table, shall we say.
It's opening supposedly in autumn this year, so maybe we'll head over to Europa Park when we can, when the lockdown's lifted, and report back on exactly what this adrenaline is. Thanks everyone for watching. That brings us to the end of our part 3 of the ride speculation. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We'll be doing a few more videos this in the next couple of months. So what we've got planned is some more live stream chats where we're going to look at particular kinds of rides that people want to see in the park. So watch out for on the channel for that. And then also in April, we're planning to actually go down to Swanscombe when lockdown's lifted and actually see what the site's like. So that'll be really interesting as well.
Yeah, I think we're very much looking forward to actually going to the site. It's only a bit of marshland, and I've never been so excited to see that in my life. But yeah, so we will be doing that when we can, when it's safe to do so. Of course, thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. And if you have enjoyed our videos, you know, for anyone who's not subscribed, please do. And we will see you in the next video.
Cheers, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.